Hi everyone, welcome to this Fantasy Premier League edition of Keeping Score. This week we're going to be covering the top 5 picks that I think you should have in your team for Game Week 4 that aren't named Salah, Mane, Sterling or Sergio Aguero based on his recent form, because you should have those guys in your team anyway, and Kevin De Bruyne as well. So get those guys in as quickly as you can. But guys not named that, the pick number 5 for this week is going to be Sebastian Haller of West Ham United. He's currently priced at a budget 7.4 for a striker of his capabilities. He scored 2 goals in the last game week, and he's got some very enticing fixtures coming up. So Norwich is the next one, and then Aston Villa away after that. He's not got fantastic fixtures after that, but these are 2 fixtures in which he could post up really good scores, especially considering Lanzini is back in form in the West Ham team, and it looks like Haller is the guy to have for the next 2 game weeks. He's our pick number 5. Let's move on to pick number 4. Pick number 4 is a very popular pick to the extent that he's had a 0.2 price rise over the last couple of weeks. I'm talking about Cantwell of Norwich City. He's a great pick not only because he has a goal and 2 assists in the last 2 games, including a goal against Chelsea. He's playing really high up the pitch. He makes a lot of runs into the box. He plays off of Pukki a lot, and Norwich City are playing very good attacking football. And more importantly than that, they've got a couple of difficult fixtures coming up in West Ham and Manchester City, but they've got excellent fixtures after that. And Norwich have proved to be a side that tend to be able to score against pretty much every opposition they play against. So an exciting team, and at 4.7, a guy that you simply cannot miss with the kind of attacking returns he can potentially give you. Let's move on to pick number 3 for this particular game week. And this pick is going to be Mason Mount. Now, Mason Mount is a bit of a surprise package this season because he started off looking rather poor against Manchester United, but he's followed that up with back-to-back goals in his last couple of games. And with Sheffield United at home coming up after that, I think there's a lot of people salivating at the prospect of Mason Mount getting a goal. And primarily the reason for that is that Mason Mount is getting into a lot of advanced attacking areas, taking on a lot of shots from central areas. In fact, he takes the most shots of any player in the Chelsea team, and Chelsea are playing some very good attacking football right now. So Mason Mount is the guy to have. And in the 9 fixtures that are to come after the Liverpool game, Mason Mount has got some really easy games against some teams that are very porous in the back. And therefore there's a great possibility that Mason Mount can get you a lot of goals in that period. So get him in now before his price rises considerably, especially if he scores again in the Sheffield United game, which I think is quite likely to happen. Let's move on to pick number 2 for the weekend. And this particular pick is a very popular pick for the fantasy season to the extent that he has a 0.5 price rise in the course of 3 fantasy game weeks, which in as far as I've been playing Fantasy Premier League has never happened before, but with good reason. Teemu Pukki has 35 points this game week. This season so far, and he's scored 5 goals already this season and also has an assist. And the greatest thing about Teemu Pukki is within these sets of fixtures he's played Liverpool and Chelsea, but it has not slightly slowed him down, and he's managed to score against both those teams. So he seems to be a player, and Norwich seems to be a team that seem to be immune to the fixtures that they play. So even though he's got West Ham and Man City up next, I wouldn't be surprised if he registered in both of them. And frankly speaking, with over half of the fantasy population having him in their teams, if you don't have him in your team and he continues to perform the way that he is doing, you're going to get left behind. So get him as fast as you can. But surprisingly, he's not pick number 1 for this game week. That honor goes to Ashley Barnes, who at 6.6 has had 4 goals in the first 3 game weeks. And in 2019, he's one of the top 5 scorers over the course of the entire 2019 year in the entire Premier League. He's been very consistent. He started the season very consistently. He's looked really good at the point of attack for Burnley. Burnley are playing some good solid football. And most importantly, Liverpool at home this week. So it's a tricky fixture obviously, but Liverpool haven't kept a clean sheet yet. And if anyone is going to score from Burnley, it's most likely going to be Barnes. And the other aspect is that after the game against Liverpool, they have about 8 to 9 consecutive very enticing fixtures against teams that have found it very hard to keep teams out at the back. So Ashley Barnes at 6.6 is somebody who has managed to fly under the radar a bit because of Teemu Pukki. You can have both of them in your side right now. That'd be fantastic. But if you had to pick one, Ashley Barnes might be the guy to take the risk on, and he might get you greater rewards over the coming 6, 7, 8 weeks. So this in a nutshell was the top 5 picks for this game week. I hope that if you're able to get a few of them into your side, that's going to really propel your side to the top of your individual leagues. And with that guys, I wish you the best of luck for the weekend. Please like, subscribe, share, comment on the videos, and please if you have any sort of feedback, we're more than welcome to have it, and we're more than welcome to have you on the show. So with that, have a great weekend.